Welcome to yet another episode of the Metacall from 60cards.com. I just wanted to start off by saying if you haven't checked out our podcast on manadeprived.com or 60cards.com or mtgcast.com, do so. It's called the A-Team. It's got me, KYT, J Bush from Twitter, and Mr. Scotty Mack, who's appeared on YoMTG Taps, as well as writes for 60cards.com. So check it out. So to preface, this is a match post sideboard against red, blue, green. I think it's just red, blue, green kind of ramp. I don't even know what it does, but it was in a daily event. This deck is starting to appear on daily events quite a bit. Not mine. I've 4-0'd it twice, 3-1'd it 2 times now, I think, out of maybe 6 or 7 dailies. I got a couple other guys running it apparently. I've seen 3 or 4 different people place. So, anyways, this is post sideboard. This is in a daily. This Kaioze, he is often in the dailies, so he's a decent player. Starts off with not much gas, but he has a lot of fetches. So I assumed that Leonin would be decent, kind of slow him down. Even as Terramorphics I saw and stuff before. Surprisingly, he didn't have a counter. He didn't feel it was necessary to counter, but still don't have much gas. The thing is with his deck, though, I know it's not really laying down a lot of creatures. I don't know. I think it's more of a control style deck is what I determined. It is actually a fairly popular list. I'm just not that familiar with it, and this is a few days after I played it, so these 2/2s can actually beat in fairly decent. That people think like it's so dependent on the tokens and that Ratchet Bomb blows it out, but the reason I wanted to show this video was because I wanted to show it can grind it out with lots of banlands like Grizzly Bears, Nest Invaders, just plinking here and there with a token. It adds up. So the Terramorphic, the Leonin really hasn't done much. It might not even been a great sideboard, but 2 of them adds up because, I mean, with Tectonic and that Terramorphic, now he's kind of behind. Although, I knew he had the bolt off top, obviously, because we saw it, and here comes another one. Not too big of a deal. Awakening Zone is so good, by the way, even though those tokens aren't doing anything. It just gives you board presence and like blockers, their threats with monuments, all sorts of things. This is definitely not how the deck generally works, by the way. I just wanted to show that it can grind out games, and that's the pure purpose of this. I'll post another video of just kind of how it explodes. And this game could have gone either way. I mean, he could have easily won this. Because we come down near top deck, and I mean, he's got counters and Jaces, so most of the time he'd probably win this, but it's not the point. Like I said, I just want to show it that it can bust out wins without throwing down like a Elspeth or a Conqueror's Pledge or whatever. This play is interesting. I wanted to get rid of his manland, so I attacked into it and journeyed. Kind of man and screwing him again, because I'm assuming he's got Frost or Inferno Titans in there. But he did not. Garuk. Now here I could have just attacked, and it probably would have been the play. Just hit him for 5 and make him do something. So that might have been a misplay, because he actually does have the counter. Remember, this is post sideboard, obviously. You can see the list on the site, and that is the most recent list. So that's really all he could do. Although he made a mistake, he really should have hit my Styrian Wildwood, I think. Even though he couldn't have used it, just to not take 5 here, because although I didn't know what it was in his hand, but it actually ended up being a Jace. So, he's got the chumper there, but that's the thing with this deck. You might say, oh, lucky you top decked the damn pledge, and of course you won, because he doesn't have a counter here, but that's what the deck does. I mean, it's built for great top decks. Even Nest Invaders are good off the top. A lot of the times you'll have like a monument and you need to sustain it or something like that. Almost all the cards in here are great late game top decks, and that's what makes this deck being able to grind it out. So anyways, there's another video. I hope you can take something from this if you're trying to run my list. I'm really trying to get it out there. It's tier 1 capable and then some. It slows down a Ratchet Bomb and Pyroclasm like everyone says, but those aren't auto win cards. So, and that this kind of proves it right here. And I'm packing 3 Naturalized, and a lot of people will mess up and just throw out the Ratchet Bomb early, and I can play around it that way. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode of the Metacall. Keep checking back for more.